Welcome to another interview for the Wild Women Symposium that will be in the spring of 2015 at the Salt Lake Community College Miller campus. The Wild Women Symposium is an incredible experiential event where you get to come and pick the different types of classes that you want to have in each of the time slots. Be with women in an open, vulnerable, safe environment to explore yourself and to open yourself up to the divine feminine. One of the things that we have discovered in the Wild Women Symposium is that women love readings. And so what we've done is we've brought together some of the local psychics and the really amazing psychics that are in this area to do readings at the Wild Women Symposium. This is the forum where you get to get introduced to the different psychics, and you can try, feel out their energy and see if what they're offering is of interest to you. And they will be doing readings during the Wild Women Symposium, which will be May 29th through 31st. Today I have with me Candice Mallicoat, and she is going to be doing readings, crystal readings, at the Wild Women Symposium. Hi, Candice.
Hi.
So tell us about your work and how you like to work with clients.
Sure. Gosh, I bought these crystals. It's crystal wisdom is what I call it, and I bought them 20 years ago. Just did them as a hobby for friends and family, and they were always very accurate, but it wasn't ever anything I pursued until recently to do for strangers, and the effects have been profound. I've been blown away at the kinds of things that are coming through me to speak and to share with people who are getting readings. And it's been really exciting because I was prompted during meditation to start sharing this, with a much wider audience than, just a few times a year for girls' nights and whatnot. So I have personally used the crystal wisdom readings for myself. There's 2 different healing wheels. In fact, I have them right here. So let's see if you can see this. This one is what I call the life wheel. It's got 12 different areas of your life. For instance, partnership, health, pleasure, home. And when you pick the crystals, you ask what energies are active in your life, and then you cast the crystals. I don't do any of the casting. I want all your energy all over the crystals. And you get a much better reading that way. So when you cast them onto the board, it shows where these energies are at work in your life. And this is not so much fortune telling or, telling your future or anything. It's a really good tool to know kind of what's going on. If a stone falls in the career section, it might advise to be careful signing contracts. And typically the energy works within about a 2 to 3 week time frame, either a couple weeks past or a couple weeks forward. And it's just very useful so that you know what the energies are at work and you can play with those to your advantage. Then the other wheel I have is the healing wheel. So this has got the chakras and different realms of consciousness, and this shows where there are imbalances. And this wheel has been profound for me in the last 3 years. I've had, some attention. I have deserved to pay attention to my health, and I've really been able to use the energy healing properties of crystals to kind of add to my regimen. And so not only does it talk about maybe emotionally and energetically where you're imbalanced, physical symptoms can also come up here. So and there's suggestions that I can give you to help balance those with nutrition, meditation, yoga poses. And so there's the 2 wheels you can choose from. We can do a 20-minute reading on either one. And I offer longer readings, and I will be offering a discount, a nice big discount for everybody that wants to stop by my table. Even those that don't get a reading, if you want to come and say hi, I'm going to give you my card with a discount on it. And the more in-depth readings are really good for almost a month. It's nice because gives you a lot more depth to it. So I've really enjoyed this, and I have found when I've been doing them recently that my crown chakra just opens up, and I just get chills from head to toe. And when I say things that are just right on point, and I've had a lot of good feedback, and it's just rewarding to me. Yeah, I love it. It's exciting.
This is why I love to do readings too. I mean, it's like not only do I learn from every client that sits in front of me, but there's an incredible gift that you have to, as a psychic, be open to receive the information. And the moment I have a client in front of me and I choose to be open, I instantly feel better because I'm kind of not in my own stuff anymore. It's like I
Right.
open to that divine flow of the universe, and my stuff kind of goes out the window. And so it's so healing for myself too.
Mhm.
And I love that you're doing the crystals and I love that you have like a wheel and things that you're playing with, because why I want to do these interviews for the Wild Women Symposium and for the psychics is that I like to see this as an educational format, because people don't really understand that every psychic works differently. We're wired differently. We have different psychic draws. We have different tools or maps that we use. What I wanted to do with the Wild Women Symposium was to get a variety of different psychics and healers that would give women a totally different reference of what you see on television. Like, we're not necessarily doing, the Long Island medium, even though she's amazing and she's completely incredible,
Yeah.
but we each have our own style and our own flavor. So I want these videos to go out there so people understand that, it's really good to call a psychic and ask questions like, how do you work, and what's your access portal, and what do I expect, what would I expect from the reading, and how does it affect me? And what you're doing is the way I think is so valuable, which is you're giving them insight into areas that are challenges, and then you're giving them tools so that they can actually leave and they can actually go work on that
Yes.
and move forward in their life. So, sometimes people think psychics are about just tell me what's going to happen, and then you get this other group that says, well, if that's going to happen, you fix it for me.
Mm.
And the reality, of course, is that nobody can fix our own karma except ourselves. So a psychic is a tool that helps you open to understand a pattern that you're doing, and then a great psychic is a person who will actually give you some tools that you can walk away with so that you can start to monitor or shift or change the pattern that you're using.
I agree.
So now you're going to be doing psychic readings both days, right?
Yes.
Yay!
All day, both days.
All day, both days. So, and again, these are 20-minute readings, and what we're going to do is make sure that, obviously the psychics get a break so we don't work them to death. And so we're going to have a schedule that's going to go up online so that people can sign up ahead of time, which will help so that you kind of know what your schedule will be also. But now, do you have a website or a way people can contact you?
Right now, it's just on Facebook, since this was a new venture for me. You can find me on Facebook, Crystal Wisdom Readings with Candice. So do a search, and there's also, I believe, on the left-hand side, there is a link for a scheduler. So for future readings, or if you want a more in-depth one, you should be able to have access to that and just schedule an appointment, and then we can chat via Facebook and handle, payment and whatnot. And these can be done over the phone. Really easily. I can meet for coffee, it really just is the person's preference. Some people prefer that energy connection, face to face, but I've been shocked at how the readings have still been so accurate even over the phone. Energy travels everywhere, so it's still quite easy, and you get a lot of value out of it.
That's great. I mean, and I agree with you. I mean, people say, well, how can you do a reading over the phone? And my comment is energy is energy. And, whether you're for them throwing the crystals onto the map or whatever, but you're still feeling into them. And so there's this exchange of energy, and you can do things over the phone quite easily, and it's kind of fun because, again, sometimes this person's far away and you don't know them at all. You have no idea about anything about them at all, and then you throw the stones and you start to do a reading, and they're like, oh my God, how did you know that?
Yeah.
Right? It's like very, very fun. It's very fun.
Yeah.
So now, did you want to share anything else about yourself?
I'm just excited to be a part of this. My path of self-discovery started about 25 years ago. My dad turned me on to Eastern philosophies and meditation, and it just clicked. And then as a young adult, I was studying some Ayurvedic practices and yoga. And so I've really just on my own, dabbled in a lot of esoteric type activities and processes, and it has been amazing. And so this type of event, it just is so empowering for women because, if we don't know ourselves, we don't really know anything. I mean, it's hard to, show up authentically in the world if you don't discover who you are and what you're about. And so I was thrilled to have this opportunity, and it wasn't something I ever imagined doing. This was just spirit came in and pointed me in the right direction, and then the opportunities have just kind of continued. And as I have prayed and meditated about my purpose and what I can do to serve anyone, I just thought that this was such a good tool, and I followed where Spirit was leading me, and I've just had to laugh at the synchronicity that has happened because I've been open to that. And so I've really enjoyed it. The crystals I use, I wear, as you can see on my necklace, I wear them as jewelry. Their energies are very subtle. So when you get a reading, I might encourage you, to visit some of the vendors and maybe purchase something if you feel really connected to a certain crystal and its properties. They're great to have in your home. So it's been fun, and the world of crystals is so vast, and there are so many beautiful stones, and I'm more of an expert on doing my readings with the crystals, but if someone feels that a calling towards this, I really encourage them to to look more into it. And I periodically will post some different crystals on Facebook. So if you like my page, you'll get those in your feed, and it talks about the different properties and shows some really beautiful pictures. So yeah, I'm probably as excited as everybody else to be a part of this.
Well, we're excited to have you. And so, again, the Wild Women Symposium is going to be May 29th through 31st at the Salt Lake Community College Miller campus. Tickets are available on our wildwomensymposium.com page, and you can also find us on Eventbrite. You can buy tickets for 1 day, 2 days, the whole event, and there's different options, and we have discounts going and early bird specials going. So make sure you check out the different places for that, and you can see some of those discounts on Facebook if you Facebook us on the Wild Women Symposium. So I'm excited to have you, Candice, and thank you so much for this interview today.
Thank you.
Okay, talk to you later.
Bye. Bye.